Welcome to another pre-market broadcast. If this is your first time, Monday through Friday at 8 a.m. CST, 9 a.m. Eastern, we jump on, we discuss our game plan for the day. We start with the big picture, with indices, overall market, and then we focus on individual names. I use a strategy where I focus on momentum, high volatility stocks that have a significant news catalyst or have high float turnover. I'm looking for volatility. I'm looking for momentum, and those are the stocks that I generally will try to trade. Generally, these stocks have shared characteristics and repeatable variables. So some may argue that we should focus on just one name, but instead of focusing on one name, I'll focus on the names that are providing my setups, my patterns, and the volume that I'm looking for. So let's just go ahead and jump into the charts. Hope you had a great weekend. All right, let's get started. So let's start with the big picture. Let's look at SPX 500, NAS 100. So last week we saw all-time highs surpassed on SPX 500. Earnings, the macro picture, macro picture growth all have supported bullish indices. What we saw, just the gap down here recently, from my research, is due to the unveiling of this company, DeepSeek. It's a Chinese company, AI company. So we saw NVIDIA take a big drop. There's speculation that there is going to be there's going to be an AI bubble. So this company, DeepSeek, is an AI company, and they have built AI that performs better for cheaper, right? So there's a lot of talk around it. So some of the companies that are their competitors have, there's a lot of talk around if those companies will continue to thrive or not. But overall, it looks like it's going to be good for the space, right? But initial reaction is NVIDIA drops about almost 14%, right? So gaps down, and so that's what we're seeing with the Qs. So we see NAS 100 has taken the drop. We see XPX 500 has taken the drop. Now, if this initial drop here isn't based on a long-term catalyst, then this gap down can be something that we can look at as an opportunity for us to buy the dip, right? So when price opens up, there may be continued selling, but because of the sharp decline in a small amount of time, this may be an opportunity for us to a pullback, a good healthy pullback that we needed. Price grind up, grind it, multi-day rally, and then we have this drop that actually covered 10 days worth of ground, right? So when you have such a major drop in a small amount of time, we want to put that stock on our stock or ticker on our watch list, because it's either continuation or we have an opportunity to participate in the mean reversion, right? So I'll definitely be taking a look at XPX and watching the Qs as well. So that's that. So if you notice, you may not see NVIDIA also is now a member of US 30, right? So you'll see the same thing on the large caps. Okay. All right. Now that being said, we can look at there's a few stocks that are benefiting from the DeepSeek announcement. Some of them have they're integrating DeepSeek into their tech, into their processes. So a company like JG is up already 200% on the day, right? So this one gave some really good longs in the pre-market. It started at $6 and now it's up at 16, right? At one point it was $20. So pre-market, it gave some really good longs. So what I want to see is if this is going to hold or if it's going to curl over, right, and go back down. Okay, so that's one high volume going into that stock. There's a few others. HOLO, right? This is another one that Uh, Last when I was putting the game plan together, here I had to take a trade here from here to here, like the nice momentum trade showed itself here, right? And now it has continued higher. And because of the pre-market trading, there's no halting. So this one was a good name this morning. Popped up on the scan. We had plays. So let's see what happens if there's a pullback and a continuation, or it continues to break pre-market highs that are created, right? So if you see anything like NVIDIA, for example, NVIDIA's on the list. These are all tied to the same catalyst. So on NVIDIA, I'll be looking to see if there's continuation to the downside or push to the downside and it fails and then it starts to curl back over. So this is also one on the list that's related to DeepSeek. So if this is your first time looking at or jumping on, you'll notice that we are focused on significant catalysts. We're focused on things that are tickers that have unusual volume, large moves. We look at themes, we look at certain sectors, and we'll just move from one to another, constantly having plays, constantly allowing our money to work for us, constantly putting our time into the stocks that have the highest amount of volume and good movement, right? So that's NVIDIA. Now, this one, TVGN here, biotech company, earlier it rallied, and this one, Microsoft AI collaboration. So this one had popped earlier, so we'll see what happens if we get another leg up higher. Okay. All right. Now another one, AT&T. AT&T had earnings. It beat earnings, subscription boost. So earnings came out. We see it rally. So at the open, we'll see if the volume continues. We'll look at R vol and see if it gives us a pattern. I love earnings plays, especially when there's an earnings, like when there's higher guidance. If they beat the earnings report, because a lot of those setups are really clean out the gate. So we'll see. We'll look at AT&T and see what happens there with that one. Good morning. Good morning. I see everybody jumping in. I appreciate you all jumping in on the live morning after morning. Please drop a like, drop some comments, drop some love, share with others. This will help continue keep the stream going. All right. So VCIG. This one also gave a play this morning, popped up on a scan, fresh news. So let's see, squeeze, pin it. And we had an entry here on momentum, and then now it's dropped. So we'll see what happens there. All right. Okay. Now let's talk about the tickers that they're in play because either they have been trending or they have been in play because of a certain sector, right? So we've been trading just continuously, like since the beginning of the year, we've been looking at the quantum names. So we've been actively trading them. Almost every day they've been in our game plan. So we had a steep trend, then there was a sell-off, and then just fundamentals news constantly coming out, and a lot of volume going into these. So after the drop, we were buying. It had another rally, and the daily is showing a pattern now of that maybe this rally is going to has met its end potentially, right? So if we look across many of them, RGTI, IONQ, QUBT, a lot of those tickers they've rallied, and then we've seen some break of support, BOS. Okay, so I'm going to be interested in. I'll mark my levels. I'll set my alerts. If there is a recovery, then I'll be looking to go long on those. If not, then there may be short opportunities here, all the way back down to $6 or so on RGTI. It's different across each ticker, but you can see the same thing, just sort of topping out, and then price starting to drop on those. All right. So another sector that's been hot is the energy sector. So if you look at OKLO, multi-day rally, massive push, beautiful moves last week, Thursday, Friday, and now we see it gap down and it's pushing lower. So we'll see if there's going to be another recovery. You know, what goes up will come down. Everything, you won't always have, things won't continuously push higher and higher and higher without natural profit taking, right? So we've been on a rally, strong rally, last 2 weeks, and now we're seeing a pullback. Doesn't mean that it's not going to or it won't continue, but we have to acknowledge price action, what's going on right now, right? So OKLO, SMR, NNE, that the energy sector has been in play, so I'll be watching those as well. All right. Check the chat. From Denmark. All right. ISRG. All right, I'll take a look. He suggests books for stock intraday trading, which covers about the fundamentals. I don't know any books that cover intraday fundamentals. I have to look into it and see. But yeah. So just real quick. All right. So I'm also going to be looking at the Chinese stocks. They have some potential. Those that are in the basket, Baba, Futu, JD. So I just want to mention that, but I don't want to cover them right now because if they become in play, then we'll take a look. But those, because of Trump and the tariffs, if depending on which way he goes and those conversations go, those Chinese stocks can be in play for us. All right, let me cover Mara. So we're trading Mara last week. We talked about it because of crypto. So whenever there's a crypto run, I'll take a look at the crypto related equities. So we see Bitcoin pushing, and then we have breaks of supports here. So we're going to see the same thing across the crypto related equities: Coin, Mara, MSTR. So I'm looking at Mara, and I'll be watching Bitcoin to see, and the volume as well. We were buying the rally here last week, and then we had multiple breaks of support levels here. So right now, this is where we are, right? We broke 2 levels on Mara here, 1. So last week we caught some bounces from this support level several times here, rallied, created a new support here, rallied some more, and then we had 2. It gapped down through 2 levels here. Okay, so I'll be following Bitcoin. This sometimes some of the movements are related, like the crypto movements may be related to tech and AI, right? So we see this gap down here. The play that I'm looking for on NVIDIA, that play may be something that we see with Bitcoin as well, right? So the sharp dip happens here. So I'll be looking to see if, around $19, $19.23, if this is to break, and then we have some upside here to trade. Okay, that's how I'm looking at it. Or else, if the short may continue from here, right? So broke 2 levels, this may short and then continue. So we keep our eye open for those different scenarios. All right. Fearless, the playbook by Mike Bellafiore. Yes. So Mike, that is just a standard on my channel. Like if you are on this stream and if you come to my channel and if you're part of our Profit X community, you're part of our movement to bring the professional knowledge to the retail trader, that's the standard textbook to read. The playbook and One Good Trade. What I was thinking about in regards to books that cover fundamentals, maybe in more detail, Mike Bellafiore teaches how to think about the way that we trade, like finding. We will always, or God knows best, but the strategy that we're using will give us plays every day because we aren't looking at one ticker. One ticker can't range or consolidate, and then we're knocked out the game. We're constantly focused on tickers that have, because the way that the market moves, we're constantly focused on tickers that have significant catalysts and high volume. So that book will also help you think or learn how to think like professional trader and how they trade, momentum traders. Okay, so definitely take a look at that one. All right, so let's talk to me. I have a little bit more stocks that I'll take a look at. What are you looking at? Let's talk. Drop me something in the chat if you want me to look at one. I've already covered indices, so rewind if you want me to take a look at the indices. We talked about quantum. We talked about energy, crypto, equities. We talked about DeepSeek, that announcement and its impact on the market right now. Remember that we stay incredibly nimble, so things can change right away. Right, the market decided to react to the DeepSeek announcement, and whatever the market cares about, we care about. We have this running dialogue in our head, like, hey, what is everybody focused on? Like, what has the highest volume? And that's where we want to be. Okay, so those names that we discussed that are moving from that announcement, we want to care about them, and we want to trade those. Okay, all right. So one last one that has fresh news is SoFi Technologies. This one has been in our game plan several times. It rallied here. Earnings came out, and they were just it wasn't a beat. So we see a drop here. So I'll be looking to see what price action gives us if it continues or gives us a mean reversion trade. That's what I'll be looking at. Okay. One other one that I see on the scanner, it's big. I didn't cover it yet. This one, they had good phase 2 results. So it's just been in this range. I have these two. It's a higher price stock, so I wanted to talk about it a little bit later because some of us are trading small accounts. So it's in this range. When it's in this range, there's a pending resolution. Either we go to the downside or to the upside. So if we see a break on the open, that could be an indicator that price may continue higher or to the downside. So that's one more. Okay. All right. Let's see. Do you have one? Yes. You can check out the link in the description if you're curious. If you want to, if you're curious about it. Okay. All right. This is going to be the oil. I haven't been following fundamentals for oil. Typically for me in my trading strategy, oil isn't the greatest day trading vehicle for me because at times I can't source the catalyst of the move, right? So sometimes we have these consolidation periods. If there's nothing happening, then we'll just have what's called market noise, right? We'll have what's called market noise. So since I can't source the catalyst, the reason behind the move, then I'll stay away from it. So I would say I haven't been following it. So I can't really comment on oil. so much, but I do see that it's been in a downtrend, and now that it's hit a previous support level. So it trended up towards the end of the year, and then it's been in a downtrend. So geopolitically, CL seems best. Yep. When there's geopolitical catalysts, then and the inventory report. Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So Twilio gapped up. This one is a higher price stock, but Twilio gapped and gave some really nice setups on Friday here, and then it's held. So this could potentially continue. All right. Okay. So I hope y'all have a great trading day. Follow your plan. Ensure that you know exactly how much you're going to risk on your setups. If you see a setup and you're unsure about it, don't take it. Document it, right? Only put your money at risk when you are confident and you're trading something that is backed by actual data. Okay. All right. So let me see. Let me look at the chat. If I miss anything, MNRG. Oh, morning. I'm thinking this is a ticker. It's like morning. MRNG. Yep, that's not a ticker. Just saying morning. All right. So yeah, it's cool. I love being on here with you all. Please drop some likes. It'll help the stream. Please share with others that are trying to learn stocks. I'm doing this publicly so that anyone that is transitioning from Forex to stocks or futures to stocks, you have a great baseline. You can just start to see how the process happens, how preparation happens, how we put a game plan together, how we move from one stock to another, right? How we find our volume, how we find the catalyst, how we pick. There's an ocean of stocks, 5,000 stocks, right? But we want to hone in on what has the significant catalyst, what has the most volume. We ignore the rest. Many people talk about these gaps, right? You see these gaps right here because there's a lack of volume. We don't even want to look at these kind of stocks, right? All right. So, yeah, let's do it. All right. The market opens in 7 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead, take a quick break, grab some water, and get ready for our trading session. Okay. All right. I wish you all the best. Hope you all have a great day, and I will talk to you later. Thank you so much. Peace out.